Guys, welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're going to be checking out this video from Christopher Thompson. It's titled Breaking. Elon Musk suddenly breaks silence on Kamala Harris. Leaves everyone shocked. What is Elon Musk going to be talking about? What is this breaking news he wants to give us about Kamala Harris? I am so eager, so curious. I want to know, okay? Before we dive into it, my name is Oge. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, hi, good to have you here. Do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You know, if you really want to appreciate my channel, you can use the super thanks button to donate as little as any amount. I would really appreciate the donation. Kindly watch my ads, subscribe, drop in the comment section what you think about this video. I'm dropping my thought during the course of this video and after the video. Okay, let's quickly check this out.
So no, but I have to admit, sometimes I'm a little shook by some of the things that I see. You know, like the level of vitriolic hatred on the left, which is supposed to be tolerant. They claim they're tolerant, and yet they're incredibly intolerant, and spewing hate. And you know, whereas on the right, I see people sort of tend to regard people on the left as, well, misguided. But you know, don't hate them. They're just mistaken. They're misguided. But the amount of hate coming from the left is like, wow, next level. Yeah, there's some evil stuff out there. So. You know, I think we should embrace a diversity of views, and we should have reasonable arguments, and we should have debates, and they should be. That's the essence of free speech: is that ideas survive. When they're competing ideas in the marketplace of ideas. If somebody says something that's incorrect, then that can be corrected. That's what happens on the X platform. People will say something, then others will add context to it, or they will correct it, or there'll be a community note. And this applies equally to the left and right. There's no thumb on the scale like there used to be. And there's no voice on the left that's been silenced, unlike in the past where many voices on the right were silenced. But they just don't seem to like the idea that people on the right can say what they want to say within the bounds of the law, which is startling.
What we're seeing today from the left isn't just disagreement. It's pure venomous hatred. The left claims to stand for tolerance, acceptance, and diversity, but when you look at what they're actually saying, it's anything but that. The level of intolerance is hypocritical. These are the same people who insist they're the champions of inclusivity. It's hypocrisy at its finest. On the right, you don't see that same mindset. Sure, conservatives think the left is misguided, maybe even foolish, but there isn't this deep-seated hate toward them. It's more like, you're wrong, but let's talk about it. But the left, they've taken their disdain to a new level, pushing intolerance and silencing any views that don't align with their agenda.
I believe that we actually do have a threat to democracy in this country, but unfortunately, it's not the threat to democracy that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz want to talk about. It is the threat of censorship. It's Americans casting aside lifelong friendships because of disagreements over politics. It's big technology companies silencing their fellow citizens. And it's Kamala Harris saying that rather than debate and persuade her fellow Americans, she'd like to censor people who engage in misinformation. I think that is a much bigger threat to democracy than anything that we've seen in this country in the last 4 years, in the last 40.
You can say goodbye to diversity of thought under Kamala, even though we should be able to debate ideas, have honest conversations, and let the best argument win. That's what the marketplace of ideas is all about. But the left doesn't want that. They want control over the narrative. They want their way only, spoken like a true tyrant.
The reason for this petition.
What do you guys think? Do you think that that is the way out? What do you guys think about the left? I feel like the right thing to do. There's been so many things said in this video, but I think one thing I want to point out is the left and the right, right? What makes them the left and what makes them the right, to be honest? I think we need to start asking some questions. What makes them the left and what makes them the right? What makes you think that you're in the right and what makes you think that you're in the left? What makes you think that because you're on the left, because now you cannot debate, you that you're in the left, you cannot debate your opinions and what you think. What do you think about Kamala Harris administration? She's on the left, right? Kamala Harris administration not trying to debate, ideas, opinions, and all of that. So there's this diversity I really want you guys to clarify. So let's clarify that. What makes the left the left? What makes the right the right? What makes the left think that they cannot be argument or debate and you cannot talk about our opinions and what we think? What makes you think that their rights? Do you understand what I mean? Let's continue the video.
In support of the Constitution is because the Constitution really is under attack. One prominent Democrat after another has been saying that freedom of speech, the First Amendment, is a bad thing. Yeah, John Kerry literally said that.
Tim Walz.
And Tim Walz. Yeah, and Hillary. Yeah, exactly. It's like a long list. They're not like mid-level people it's like the top people in the Democrat Party are saying the First Amendment's an obstacle, and then they will refer to it, they use the word disinformation. Like, it's a pretty good indication that if someone's using the word disinformation a lot, they are the ones creating the disinformation. So, and you know who if you're trying to figure out who are the good guys, who are the bad guys, the people who are trying to suppress freedom of speech, they are the bad guys.
To be honest, anybody who is trying to suppress freedom of speech are actually the bad guys. Because what is the point of democracy if people cannot hear their opinion, if people do not have the right to hear their opinions? What is the essence of democracy except if we are trying to suppress democracy? So if you're not trying to do that, then people should be allowed to express their opinions. People should be allowed to debate their opinions. People should be allowed the right to actually talk about how they feel. Do you guys understand? So now I understand. You guys are understanding where this is all coming from. The bad guys and the good guys. What makes them the bad guys and what makes the good guys the good guys? Let's continue.
So, it's actually astonishing that we're even in this position in 2024 in America. It's hard to even believe that this is real.
It's hard.
And some of the crazy stuff that I see happening, like California passing a law making it illegal to require voter ID in any election in the state. Not even for a city council. And a friend of mine went to vote in Palo Alto in California because he was like, is this real or not? And he tried to show his ID, and it was like presenting a cross to a vampire. They're like, no, put the ID away. They literally they weren't allowed to look at his ID even if he wanted to show it to them. That is the extent of the madness. This is a real thing in California right now.
It's crazy,
and
guys.
if the Dems win nationally, they'll do it nationwide. Obviously, that's what's going to happen. And there will be no democracy. That's why I think this is the most important election of our lifetime. President Trump is the only one who can save democracy.
Let's face it, the Constitution, especially the First Amendment, is under attack. And this isn't coming from random left-wing activists. No, this is coming from the highest levels of the Democratic Party. You've got prominent figures like John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, and others flat out saying that free speech is a problem. Let that sink in for a second. The very foundation of our democracy, the right to speak freely, is being labeled as an obstacle by the people who should be defending it. And what do they hide behind? That magic word, disinformation. If someone's throwing around the word disinformation all the time, chances are they're the ones spreading it. It's become the go-to excuse to silence anyone who disagrees with their narrative. It's a dangerous game, and it's shocking that we've even reached this point. Look at California, for example, where it's actually illegal to require voter ID in any election. Think about that. This will become the norm across the country if Kamala wins. No voter ID will be the cause of the last fair election in America. This election isn't just another political contest. It's a fight for the survival of our democracy. President Trump is the only candidate who understands the stakes and has the guts to stand up against this madness. We need to protect the integrity of our elections, defend our First Amendment rights, and ensure that America remains the land of the free. If we don't, we risk losing everything that makes the USA great.
I think that every political party comes with an agenda. Every political party comes with an agenda. Kamala Harris's administration has an agenda, to be honest. Donald Trump's political party comes with, his administration comes with an agenda. What is Kamala Harris's agenda? What is Donald Trump's agenda? I mean, if there is an agenda to suppress democracy, then you are against the people. People you should be defending and fighting for. What is the point of suppressing the First Amendment when you're supposed to be defending the people? How are we supposed to now air our opinion under the guise of disinformation? There's a lot of problems here. I know that this story is coming off after election. We have a new president. By December, right? We are going to be having, there's going to be a new president in America and all of that. But trying to break this down post-election, thinking about it, talking about it. I know there's been a lot of madness going on out there after the election and all of that. But I feel like, I think I've made so many videos about, try to choose a new president and all of that. We talked about actually sitting down to think about these things. We're not just picking a president because, oh, this person supports my selfish ideas and selfish opinions. No, you're picking a president that 20 years from now, whatever decision that person makes, whatever that person's administration makes, whatever decision that person's administration makes is going to affect the next generation. And America is at the bricks, is at the brink of destruction. So if we are not able to choose somebody who is able to uphold a lot of these things, there's going to be a problem. For California to be able to have elections without a voter's card, don't you see that as a problem? Don't you think it's a problem? If it becomes a norm, it becomes a very big vital problem. I think people have the right to air their opinion. People have the right to their own speech. There should be freedom of speech. We should have a government that should be able to defend its people. So suppressing democracy is like going against the people. I would love you guys to leave an opinion, leave your comments, observations of what you think about this particular. Elon Musk is publicly declaring his support to Donald Trump, obviously, and we can see the reason why. He's not just coming out to say this because, oh, Donald Trump is a family member or is his friend or he supported him at some point in his business or whatever. He has a valid opinion. If you have a valid opinion, why you think Kamala is a good candidate, then you should come out to defend it. But if you do not have a right, if you don't have any reason, valid reason, like the way Elon Musk is coming out to give his absolute support, then I don't think we have a conversation. Okay, so let's know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Let's be very respectful while we're trying to pass our opinions, right? It will be appreciated. Your opinions be appreciated. We'll be there to discuss it, break it down, and talk about it the proper way. Before I go out, do well to like, share, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, drop in the comments your opinions and thoughts. If you love to appreciate me, want to appreciate my work, do well to, you can use the super thanks button. Appreciate me in whatever amount you can. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.